Hi everybody. Happy Thursday. I'm a little bit knackered, so you have to excuse the scruff bags. I didn't have time to put anything decent on, frankly. I just shoved my lippy on and came to say hello. Thank you everybody who ordered. Good grief, you're keeping me busy. We've had a humongous amount of orders through for the fabric boxes, those mystery boxes. So thank you ever so much everybody who's ordered. I hope you like when they arrive. A load went out yesterday and Linda and I are frantically cutting to get all the orders done today to get them out before the post goes today. So cool. So yeah, massive thank you for that, and thank you for joining us again. Who's there, Drew? Anybody there?
We've got Jean and Anne who's saying hello so far.
Hi Jean, hi Anne.
That's it, who's saying hello.
Slip my water. I ran over and was like, I haven't even got time to change. You're getting me in my scruff bags today. I've been up to my eyeballs in fabric and dust and boxes and all sorts. So, what was I going to say? There will be a new raffle starting at the weekend. So keep an eye out for that. I'm sure Sean will pop a poster, a post on the Facebook when it's live. That'll be probably going on either Saturday or Sunday. So we will be starting a new raffle this weekend. What else have I got to tell you? I think that's it. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. We've been far too busy cutting fabric. So we're going to get straight into it. Okay, so we're going to make some storage pods today, which there's lots and lots out there, and I couldn't find a pattern I like, so I've written my own. I've done my own pattern. So I'm going to do it in 3 sizes as well, because I originally did one that was this big. Okay, so the idea is you could put some hooks on the wall or on the side of your cabinets or something, or on the side of your sewing shelves or whatever. Like those command hooks, that would work really well. And they would hang, like sort of flat against the wall like that. And you can put wool and threads and all sorts in there. This one's quite big. I've done the template for this one. It is quite big. I think I would probably, rather than just put wadding in it, I think I'd put some interface in as well in this size. Okay, but when I did this size one, it worked much better. So this is the medium size one, and then I'm going to do a real little one as well. So we've got 3 sizes. This one, there's no interfacing in it, and it held its shape much better. Okay, I think if I was going to do the large one, I would definitely put some interfacing in it just to get a weeny bit of stiffness. So the idea, like I was saying, is just put some hooks up, or I think there's command hooks. So if you've got like a shelf that's got, like your boxes as fabric and stuff on it, you could put them on the side of the shelves and you could hang them for like extra bits. You could put all your bits and pieces and stuff in them and hang them up. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, nose. So we're gonna have a little go at these. They are really quite easy to do. Okay, they really are very, very easy to do. I've played around with about how to turn them out and stuff, and I think I found the easiest way to do it. So we're gonna have a go at these, and we're gonna make this size today. So this is that new fabric I was showing you the other day, the Folk Friends. Look at those little animals. And then we've got one of the coordinating fabrics, and I'm going to do another one in this size, and I'm going to use these coordinating ones. So these are all part of the Folk Friends range. This one I did in my old faithful Dashwood studio, because how much I wax lyrical about this fabric. I love it, absolutely love it. So I was making that one for me. I wish I'd put interfacing in it though, I really do. I think it needs it just to stiffen it. I might put maybe just a piece of card or something in the bottom just to hold it open a bit better, because the big one does need a little bit of something extra in it, I think, to hold it together. So these will take, well, not even a fat quarter. The medium size, I think you could probably get away with a fat 1/8. But I will finish the patterns up over the weekend, the templates, and finish writing the pattern and get them on the website for you guys. Okay, so you can purchase those if you'd like. So 2 fat quarters, outside and an inside, and you're going to need a paper pattern. Okay, excuse the excuse the writing on there. That was where I spent an hour on the phone with my mum, and we were trying to do passwords and stuff. So yeah, excuse the writing on that. So I'll have to get mind you don't know the email address, so it's fine, doesn't matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold these, get these fat quarters, and I'm just going to give them, you need to fold it in half because you need a fold so you haven't got a seam down the front, and then that's the fold there. So how much of this do I need? So you can see, so out the fat quarter, I can actually get, if you're clever with it, you'd probably get 2 out of a fat quarter. Because I can definitely get that one in there like that. Okay, just going to give that a very quick press. Drew, could you pass me the starch savvy from over on there, please? Just going to starch it as well, just because that does help a weeny bit. As we know, with when you're cutting fabrics, it stops it slipping a bit. So I'm going to just give that a... I love this fabric. I just think it's so funky. Love it. Okay, I'm going to do the same for my lining, because I'm going to cut all 4 in one go. Okay, or 4, or both pieces, 4 lengths. So again, if I have to flip this one out and fold over so it's about the same width as that one. There we go. I'm definitely going to just move that one over a little bit. I love the trees on this as well. So, I think this might be one of my favourites from Macawa for a long time, actually. I'm really loving the colour. Mind you, it's mustards and all, which always work well for me. Okay, like that. Here we go. Let's put that over there out of the way. You will need a little piece of wadding as well. So you need to put this smaller section here onto the fold. Let me move that up so I've got it all in and I can get as much out of my fabric as I can. And I like to pin it in, even though I'm going to put a ruler around some of it. If you use the flower head pins, because it's flat, your ruler doesn't rock. Okay, rather than using a pins that have got a round head. If you use flower head pins like that, you can put your ruler over it and it doesn't rock. I need to find my ruler. Where's my ruler gone? Oh, there's a little one here. I'll use that one. Who's there then? So I'm going to cut them out, and I'm going to cut out 2 pieces all in one go. So I've got this piece over the fold, okay, and then I'm going to cut it all out.
Sandra says hello. She says, what direction are you doing?
What direction am I doing?
Yeah, I don't really know.
What do you mean, darling, before I start cutting? What do you mean, what direction? So this is the top. This top curve, this is the top. So my trees are going up that way. Okay, can you see the trees are going this way? When I do the pattern, I will put all the writing on the pattern that you can you'll be able to buy. Okay, but yeah, so this is the top of the pattern, so that the trees are facing the right way. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this out if that's what you meant. Let me know if that's what you meant. Okay, so I'm just going to use my rotary cutter just to cut round the straight bits. Okay, like this. And then I'll just use my scissors to cut on the curve, just because I find that easiest. Like that. And like that. And down that one there. Come on. Try not to cut into your pattern too much. Come on. Oh, it doesn't want to go today. There we go. It's because it's doing it on. I'll get the scissors on that bit in a minute. So anybody else there having a chat while I'm cutting? It's not very exciting stuff, is it?
She said, I thought it was upside down.
Ah, right. No, this is the bottom. This is the top. Okay. There we go. All the way down here. Ooh, missed a little bit. There we go. Now I probably stand up to do this if we weren't filming, but I'll get in Drew's way if I stand up. So see, I've got all that there left out of fat quarters, which, because I'm going to use a little piece up here for the hanging tab, and then you probably, with a bit of, well, you'd certainly get a smaller one. You'd certainly get a smaller one out of the fat quarters. Okay. And then with this one, I'm just going to use my scissors to go up the curve like that. Oh, I love that sound. I do love the sound of fabric with cutting like that. Okay, so there's my pattern piece. My piece is cut out. The other little thing we need is a little strip of fabric. I wonder if I get it out of that actually. Let's have a little look. See, I'm going to do it in this one. And for the medium size one, you're going to need a 2-inch. Oh, look at that! I can just get that out. 2-inch by a 6-inch piece of fabric for the little one. Okay, like that. Oh, it's like I'd obviously moved that just enough that I could get it out of that bit. Okay, so I've got a little piece which are going to make the handle with, and all those little bits can go in the recycling. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the handle. All right, so we're going to take it over to, and get that out of your way, Drew. Take this over to the iron. You're going to, just like we've done before with bag handles, we're going to fold that in half, wrong sides together, and press. And then we're going to, open them out, and we're going to turn this in. And I don't know if you can get this. When you turn it in, don't go right to the centre. Come in just, can you see, just a tiny, tiny little bit away from the centre. What that does is if you put them both to the centre and then fold them in half again, you've got a massive amount of bulk there, and that just gives a little bit of ease for it to fold over. So literally like 2 threads away from the centre, like that. And then the same this side, like that. And then we're going to top stitch down both sides. Okay, so once you've gone into the centre, fold it back in half like that, give it another quick press, and then all I'm going to do is I'm going to top stitch down either side of there. Okay, so I'll whip it over to the machine. Okay, I've got a white thread in it. I'm not going to change it. You could do a coordinating thread if you want, but I'm not going to bother. I'm going to move my width over so I've got it nice and close to the edge. Is that? Yeah, perfect. So, anybody having a chat?
Yeah, Suzanne says hi.
Hi, Susie.
Heather also says hi.
Hi, Heather.
Yeah. Everyone's quiet today.
Pardon?
Everyone's quiet today.
Oh, quiet today. So, those mystery boxes, they are still online on our website if you want one. There's Christmas ones, there's normal fabric, and then there's wool mystery boxes as well. They will be coming off the minute I get back in the shop. So if you haven't bought one yet and you would like one, you've got about 30 minutes, I reckon, before they come off. Although I have to say, hundreds of you have taken us up on it. It's been a weeny bit crazy with the cutting. There we go. So I've gone down both sides of that one. And all you've done is we've made a little handle, okay? Little hanging loop. Give that another little press, okay? Pop it aside for later. Next thing we want to do is we want to cut out some wadding, okay? Now, I'm going to use my pattern for this, but you could baste your outside fabric onto here and cut round, but I'm gonna go for it with the pattern. All right, so I've got a little piece of scrap wadding. These would be perfect for doing Frankenstein wadding. You know, when we join wadding with a zigzag and using up bits of wadding, perfect for this. So again, actually, let's just not waste too much because I can get a few out of this. Again, just like we did with the fabric, I'm going to put this edge here. Now let's do it towards you guys, so just like the other way. I'm going to put that edge against the fold so it's all in one piece. Make sure it's all in. Pin it down, and we're going to cut that out as well. Okay. So I'm just going to stand up a little minute for this because it's so much quicker when I stand up cutting. So anybody there? Anybody chattering away?
Eileen says, hi, I'm having to watch on my iPhone. Linda says, I know. Jean says she's out for lunch.
Oh, nice. Oh, anywhere nice, Jean? Are you just socialising, or is it a celebration or anything? And also, what are you having? Because I'm starving. Could eat a horse at the minute. Okay, nearly there. Just grab that one a second. Like that. And then just use my scissors then just to cut up that curve again, just like we did last time. Okay, there we go. Don't need any of that wadding. Let's get rid of that over there out the way. Right, don't need that pattern now, so that can stay under there. Right, so now you've got a piece of wadding that looks like that. And you should have 2 pieces of fabric, one lining, one outside. So this is my outside piece, okay? And that's going to go on here. We're going to baste that on. Now, if you wanted to, you could do a little bit of quilting into this. You could do some embroidery or some applique or something onto it, but you don't have to. You don't need to, okay? So you can see there's my lining piece, which we're going to deal with in a moment, all right? But I just want to give this a quick baste. So, oh, I do love this fabric. I'm a little bit excited about this fabric. Oh, it was playing up last night. I think I've managed to get it all gummed up, all the glue. Is it going to work? No, I don't think you are you? Okay, I'm going to have to wing this because I can't baste it. You just put a pin in there. I dropped it and I broke the little thing off it and it just won't spray now. I need to get another nozzle for it. Let me just see if I can get a pin in there. Let's just see if I can get a tiny squirt of something out of it. Yeah, I broke that off it and it's... Oh, maybe. Oh, that's a bit pathetic, isn't it? No, it's not working. Oh, we won't stop spraying. Okay, right, I'm just going to wing this, okay? Let's I have to grab myself another spray. Just try again, just a second.
Jean just said a local restaurant has to close from Friday for 16 days due to local shutdowns. Had chicken covered in chili bacon and cheese.
Oh, nice. Sounds good. Oh, yeah, I saw on the news yesterday that... Oh, I'm getting a tiny, tiny spray out. Just give it a little squirt. I saw on the news yesterday that Scotland were doing that. So I suppose it's just to try and stop the spread, is it? Just try and give it, give it a big boost. So there we go. I think that's just enough just to hold it. Okay. Right. So you've got something that looks like that at the moment. Okay. Baste it slightly better than I've done. You right, Bruce?
I hate the smell.
Oh, wait, no swearing, mister. I'll slap him later for you, ladies, all right?
I forgot.
Yeah, you're live, darling. No swearing. We're now going to fold it in half, right sides together. So we're going to take this edge over like that. Okay. And we're going to stitch. So I'm going to use some clips because it's easier with the wadding. We're going to stitch along that bottom seam there. Oh, see, that was my worry with Hachanda that I was going to swear, and I never have, and now you have. No.
First time. I'm sorry.
It is the first time.
I hate the smell. Makes me gag.
And then we're going to do the bottom seam.
Counting's told me off.
Thanks, Carolyn. You tell him off. He might listen to you more than me, because he wouldn't listen to me. Right, so we're going to stitch along that bottom seam there, and we're going to stitch up the back seam. Okay? And take it over to the machine. Now, I would use edge of foot, okay? Because it's wadding, you just want a little bit, slightly bigger seam, okay? So, I'm going to stitch down there. Oh, it would help if I'd have left it in the centre, wouldn't it? Hang on, let's go back to the centre. There we go. Okay, lift the foot. That's better. I'm going to stitch along that bottom. And down the back. Okay. Anybody else having a chat there while I'm doing this?
No.
Are they all telling you off for swearing?
No.
There we go. Down there, all the way down, all the way down. And just backstitch a little bit at the end. Come on. Yay. Didn't want to backstitch though. Oh, I cleaned my machine out the other day. You should have seen the mess. I couldn't believe how much fluff was in it. I know I've not had it that long, but I hadn't cleaned out. Oh my God, it was just, there were just so much, it was covered in there. Okay, so we've got, let's move all this out of the way. So you've stitched along there and down there. We're now going to box these corners. So we're going to open this out like that. Actually, let's do the back first because that's easier to show you. Okay, ooh, open this out. So the bottom seam hits that back seam like that. Okay, can you see that they're lined up? And I would, if you can, do these open just because of the huge amount of bulk you've got there with all that wadding. Okay, so I've lined up my back seam with the bottom seam. And again, I'm going to put a couple of clips on just to hold it all down in place. And we're going to stitch across there. Again, edge of foot. Anyone else there?
Sandra just said, can you remember life before that machine?
Oh, I can. I still use my little brother occasionally. I do like it. I do like it a lot. It's still, I think, as much as I love this machine, I think that little brother would still be, if I was recommending, I mean, I love this and I would recommend it to anybody, but my little brother, absolute workhorse. Loved her. Still do. There we go. I think I'm getting a bit spoilt though with this one because it like lifts the foot for you and it cuts the thread and all the rest of it. I'm getting a bit spoilt. Okay, so I'm going to go across this seam to box this corner. There we go. I'm going to do exactly the same with the other one. Okay, so with the other one, can you see I've now just stitched across there to box that corner, and this one we're going to open this one out. Do that. So with that back seam, there's no seam to line it up with, but you basically want to kind of hit where it goes into a dip. Okay. So if you might have a nice centre iron crease there to line it up with if you're lucky. Okay, so anyone else having a chat today?
No.
Has anybody had their mystery boxes yet? Because some of you had first class posts, so you might have had some of them already.
I think Harriet, she had hers.
You've had yours already, have you?
I missed it somewhere.
You missed it somewhere, have you? Here we go.
So it was at the start.
Pardon?
It's right at the start.
So back like that, and then all the way along. Okay. All the way down there. Right to the end. And stitch. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you've boxed both corners now. Alright. And what we're going to do is we're not going to turn this one inside out. Not right side out, not yet. But we are going to add in the little hanging loop. Okay, so on the back seam, actually, if I turn it like this so you can see. So on the back seam like this, we're going to put raw edges together, and if you just put the loop either side, so make sure it's not twisted, like that, okay. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that glue's made me sneeze now. So I've just put it either side of the back seam, okay. And I do need a pin for this rather than a, oh, that's one that I just put in the glue. That's going to be no good for anything. And what we're going to do is we're just going to baste that in place. Well, we would if I could get my hands to work. Come on. There we go. Okay, like that. Oh, come on. Can't get my hands to work today. There we go, like that. I'm just going to use a clip because my fingers aren't working very well today. And we're just going to put a tiny little stitch line at the top. You could hand baste it if you wanted to, but I just sew it on the machine. But you want it with, you know, like 1/8 of an inch away from the edge, so that it won't show when you when we sew it all together. Everybody still with me? Everybody with me with what I'm doing today? Yeah. There we go. Okay. So that's now in. So when we put it all together, that'll end up being like that. Okay. Pop that aside for a moment, and we're going to do pretty much the same with the lining fabric, except you want to leave a gap in the back. Okay. Now, you don't want, because you're going to see this bit, you're going to see it sort of when it's sat in, you don't want the gap right up high. So what you want to do is put the gap, and I'll draw it on for you. Where's the Frickson pen? Where's all my Frickson's gone? I tell you what, somebody eats them in this house. They really do. There's one there. This one's old. I don't know if it's going to work. So I would put the gap about here. Okay, so you want to leave yourself a good 2 to 3, probably a bit more than that, 2.5 inch gap. Okay, so you're going to leave a gap. So I'm going to stitch this bit and stitch that bit, but leave about a 2.5 inch gap in the edge. Okay, just because you don't want it up high, because you'll see, if your hand sewing's not mega neat, you'll see it. Okay, at least that way it's kind of hidden in the pod a little bit. Okay, so again, I'm going to stitch the bottom seam. I'm going to stitch up to here, make sure I back stitch well so that when I'm pulling through it doesn't rip, and then I'm going to start here, back stitch all the way up. Okay, anyone else there? Commenting?
Claire's just said she's just had her mystery box delivered. She loves the Christmas fabric.
Ah, brilliant. Glad you like it.
Sandra said, "What's wrong with your machine?"
What's wrong with my machine?
I don't know.
Nothing's wrong with my machine, love. She's working fine. She's working fine. We were talking earlier about the fact that I still prefer my little brother. I just do. There's I genuinely love this machine. I can't fault it. I think it's brilliant. But I don't know. Maybe just because my little brother's been with me for so long. You know, it's like cars, isn't it? You get an affinity for them, I suppose. But no, there's nothing wrong with her at all. She's fine. Well, don't say that. You'll jinx me. She'll go and blow up or something at the weekend now. Oh, Sandra, what you done to me? There you go, back stitch there. And then I'm gonna.
Oh, that question was for Catherine.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
Something? Oh, don't confuse me, Grapes.
There must have been a comment I didn't show.
Ah, right. Or just you've missed a reply or something, maybe.
Okay.
Go back stitched and then back like that.
It says squaring up blocks. I squared them all up to 8.25 and then found some smaller, so I was squaring up to 8.
Oh, really? Oh, there's a pain, love. There's a pain. Right, okay, so I've left a gap in the back. Sorry, I lost my place for a minute. I've left a gap in the back like that, okay? And we're going to box the corners just like we did on the outside. So I'm going to put that back seam to the bottom seam like that. Let's open them out. Like, come on. Oh, it doesn't want to open. My fingers really don't want to work today. There we go. So pop a clip there, stitch across just like we did. So I'm going to stitch across there like we did on the front one. Okay. Is that the disappearing half square one you're doing, Sarah? Is that what?
Yeah.
Just don't put the small ones in. I wouldn't. Make it a smaller quilt. Put a bigger border around it. Okay, so that's one side. And then quickly do the other. And then we can start putting it all together. It's nearly done. They're nice and quick little projects, these, actually. I love... Oh, they'd be really nice. Just thought they'd be really nice for Christmas. So you could hang them, like, on... You could put Christmas cookies and stuff in them. Or, like, you know, Christmas sweets and things. And people could just help themselves. Or some candy canes and stuff in there. You know, they'd be really cute. If you did them in Christmas fabrics, hung them up, you could have, like, loads of candy canes and things in there. You know, or Ferrero Rocher. Oh, no, Lindt. You know, the round balls. Can you tell I'm on a diet at the minute? I'm doing Weight Watchers, and all I can think about is food today. It hasn't bothered me for the last 3 or 4 weeks, but today I'm starving. Could eat a horse, and I could devour a box of Lindt chocolates as well. There we go. So go down that one.
Jean says she's got a little brother, but sadly he isn't a sewing machine.
Oh. I haven't. I got 4 little sisters. Not so little any of us anymore. Okay, so there's your lining done. All right. So we're gonna push the lining right side out like this, and push those corners right out. And then we're gonna slot it all in together like this. So this is now going to go inside there. And you're going to match up all your seams. So I'm going to slide that in like that. And then I'm going to match up my back seam with the back seam. Like that. Okay, again, push that one out, open. You could press it open, I suppose, if you wanted to. Okay. And now you can pin or clip, whichever you like, whatever you find easiest. And then I'm going to do that front point. Can you see, like, it almost comes to a point. So I'm going to put those 2 points together, so that it lines up nicely. And then what we're going to do is we're going to top stitch all the way around. I'll just shove that in a weeny bit more. There we go. So I'm just lining up those raw edges like this. But because we cut them together, they should be exactly the same size, which really helps at this stage. Because I can be a bit slapdash sometimes with my cutting. So if I cut them separately, I can guarantee like one's not quite the same curve as the other, or, you know, with anything that I'm making. So there we go. So I'm going to stitch all the way around now, okay? Now, one little thing to think about actually is, I'll just actually go. When you get, can you see? Okay.
Yeah, the internet clipped out for a second now.
Oh.
We're back on.
You were back on?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just, sorry, I think we had a little blip there. I'm just going to explain. When you get to the little V at the front, or that sort of, you know, curved bit at the front, when you come down to here, okay, rather than just pivoting straight back up, just do 1 or 2 little stitches across like that before you pivot and turn up there. By doing that little, though, literally just 2 stitches, just 1, 2, leave the needle down and then come up the side. What that does is we'll clip into that, but what that does is when we turn it round, it gives just a tiny bit of space for all that excess fabric to sit. And you get a much cleaner, I think I showed you that little trick, back when we did the pie crust cushion, the reverse applique. But it's just one of those little things that can really help make a neater, more professional finish. Okay, so I'm going to slide this underneath. Like that. Again, I'm just using edge of foot. I'll just lock stitch it to start with. And off I go all the way around. Okay, so I'm just trying to keep the raw edges, the edge of the fabric, right on the edge of the foot. Anyone else there having a chat while I'm doing this?
Sandra says lint is also my favourite, but I do accept anything.
I'm quite partial to the new Cadbury's dark milk, and I'm not a Cadbury's girl. I was always a Galaxy girl. I'm not really a sweet girl. I'd much rather have a bag of crisps. But if I was going to have chocolate, it would be Galaxy. But I really do like, so I'm just doing those 2 little stitches now, the dark milk. And yet I don't like dark chocolate. So, right, just get that underneath. There we go. Come round this side. But go a weeny bit slow and steady, because you've got a lot of, I don't know if you can actually see this because there's so much wadding in the way. Going all the way around the top curve. And when you get to the top where your hanging loop is, I would go over it twice. Okay, so I'm going to go over like that, and then I'm going to reverse back over the whole thing, just so that you're really securing that hanging loop. Okay, all the way back to the beginning, and back stitch just to hold it all together, and now we've got to pull it all through. So now you want to find the gap in the lining that you left there. I don't think I left enough. I think that was a little, yeah, there's no way this is coming through that gap, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go, shall we? Okay. This is going to be a tight squeeze getting this through. Okay, let's go for it. Maybe leave a 3-inch gap, not a 2.5-inch gap. Oh, I don't know. It might do if I'm careful. Right, let's go from the centre. Get rid of that bulky bit. Okay, might just be able to get it out. Come on. There we go. Oh, yeah, we'll be all right, I think. I haven't torn anything yet. Okay, anyone else there? Just while I'm doing this bit of turning out.
Sarah says, how do they keep the middle of lint cold?
How do they keep it? Oh, I don't know. Do you think? Oh, maybe it's magic, Sarah. The fairies do it. The fairies do it. Okay, so you push it all the way through like this, and then we want to roll that seam. So you want to roll that top seam and kind of give it a roll and a tug, not too hard. Yeah. You don't want to break the seam, but I just find that kind of helps put it all into the right place. There we go, like that. Get it all down, shove all that inside like this, and then press it. Press that top seam. And I found as well, if I pressed it from this side, I could make sure that the lining was sort of sat down nicely. I tried to press it from that side. I couldn't see what the lining was doing. Okay, so you can kind of do this. Make sure that that lining's nice and flat. Anybody else there? We all discussing chocolate now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natalie's mum bought her 2 chocolate oranges this week.
Aww.
But was only allowed 1. The other's been hidden for Christmas. Don't think she trusts me.
Drew got very excited the other day, didn't you?
Yeah.
What did you find at Tesco's?
I found 2 white chocolate oranges.
White chocolate oranges. Got very excited.
I didn't think they were real.
You didn't think they were real?
No, I've never
what,
seen.
You think somebody just made them
I
up?
thought it was fake news on Facebook, and never actually seen them before.
Okay, so just giving that a really good press, like that. Push those corners down into each other, like that. Oh, I didn't clip that bit. So before you turn it round, just clip it, just gently clip into the curve. I'm lucky actually, that's sat quite nicely, but it does help a weeny bit. I forgot to clip into it. So really push that down like that. You could put, I would actually put this over the end of the ironing board and give it a proper press all the way around. And then we're just going to top stitch all the way round to finish it off. So I'm going to go for this. And if I just move my needle over a weeny bit like that, I can get a nice top stitch all the way around. So again, you could do this, because you've got little bits of gold, you could do it in like a metallic thread. You could do a decorative top stitch. I'm just going to do a straight one for now, but you can do whatever you like. I'm just going to go all the way around, little bit by little bit. Again, just be careful around that front curve, because that's the bit everyone's going to see. So slow it down, make sure it's nice and neat, and let's go under the needle. There we go. All the way around, and that's your storage pods done. I really like these. I think they'd be fabulous in a nursery. Can you imagine making a set for like your kids' rooms or something? And you could put them up on the walls, and they could keep like their Lego or their soft toys nice and neat on the wall. You could do them all sorts of different colours and things. Yeah, I think they'd be fabulous in a kid's room. I think they're really used for even by the door. If you had one like by your door where you could check your keys into and stuff, so you know where they are. Because they've hung up on the wall, they're not sort of taking up space. And I think with those little command hooks, they'd work really, really well. And again, use very, very little fabric. You'd be able to raid your stash and use up some of those fat quarters that you don't know what you're going to do with. Okay, so obviously I'm going to sew in my ends in a moment. Well, not in a moment. And there's my little storage pod done. Okay, he's all sorted. I really like them. I think they're really, really cute little project. You can imagine you have a little line of them up on your wall, or they stand quite well as well. You could actually get all your bits and pieces in there, so that you don't have to hang them. They could just be nice on a shelf. And just have some of your bits in there just to hold it all together. They'd be quite nice. Oh, I wonder if you could put a pot plant in there. You could put maybe put a piece of cardboard or something in the bottom, but you could put a pot plant or something in there and actually hang those as well. Be difficult when you're watering it, mind. Maybe not. It's just a thought. But I'm sure you guys will come up. What would you do with them? Let me know. Let me know what you do with them. Yeah, I think they've got a lot of uses. I think they're really cute. So I will get the template finished, hopefully tonight. It might be tomorrow, depending on how we get on with these orders. Excuse me, my asthma. How we get on with the orders. So yeah, I will get the templates finished. Like I said, I've got a big, small, and big, medium, and small template, but I'll put them all together so you can purchase those if you so wish. But yeah, any questions or comments there, Drew?
No, Jean just says lovely, Dad says fab, but no questions.
Yeah, just think they're a really, really nice, funky little project. So, but yeah, I think they'd be great in a kid's room. They'd be good in your rooms as well, like on the wardrobes. You could stick like your remote controls and your game. Tom's always losing the little games to his Nintendo Switch. The little tiny cartridges. I could put some on his walls and he could just drop them in there, couldn't he? useful. Not that they would. I'd make them, I'd put them on the walls and they'd still end up in all over the place. Still lose them, no doubt. But yeah, cool. Any other questions or comments there? Anybody there? No? Cool, fabulous. We will see you I won't see you on Monday. You've got Sarah all next week because I'm off on holiday. So I'm not going anywhere. I've got so much stuff to sort out in the house. So we're going to have a stay at home. My husband's working all week, so he's going to be in London for the majority of it. So I'm going to have a good sort out some things. I've got some sewing I want to do for me. I might just have a lazy day. Might have a quilt. I might have a PJ day one day. Walk the dog, maybe. I don't know. So have a lovely, lovely weekend. Have a lovely week tomorrow, next week. Sarah's got some really, really nice projects. She was telling me the other day what she's doing. So she's got some really nice projects for you. Monday to Thursday, as usual, next week. And I will see you the week after. Yeah, don't forget we'll have the raffle going up on the weekend, so we'll pop a post up when that is live. And you have about 8 minutes, I reckon. If you did want a mystery box and you haven't got one already, they are they're still live on the website until I get back over to the shop, and then I am pressing no more. I think poor Linda is going to tear her hair out if she's got to cut any more fabric. So I will see you all in about 10 days' time. Take care and tune in for Sarah next week. Bye.